I turned myself into a pickle! I'm Pickle Rick!
Hey, what's up, you guys? Yes, we're back again for another
conspiracy theory video.
Yeah.
creepy conspiracy.
Yes. Spooky, spooky.
Just kidding. It's not creepy conspiracies. It's Rick and Morty conspiracies.
Yeah.
Rick and Morty theories.
Yeah, but they're just theories.
Just theories.
Yeah, just theories.
Just theories.
Just theories.
But hey, that's just
Theories!
So,
Not game theories, not
Oh.
film theories, not all that stupid old crap. Nah, we're talking about...
Rick and Morty theories.
Yeah, we're talking about Pickle Rick, the Szechuan sauce, going to a McDonald's and standing up on the counter, screaming, "Where's my Szechuan sauce?" Bruh.
That's what we're gonna do in today's video.
Exactly.
Just kidding. We're not gonna do that. Please never do that. That's
No.
just embarrassing
Yeah.
for everybody.
Oh, yeah!
Let's get swifty, guys.
Yeah,
Hop
Swifty.
right in and get swifty.
Yeah, let's jump right in and
Get Swifty!
take off our pants and panties and
Shit on the floor!
yeah,
Time to get swifty.
time to get swifty.
Let's get swifty.
Yeah,
Time to get swifty in here.
Yeah.
I'm Mr.
Oh
Bulldog.
jeez, Rick, I don't want to get swifty. What do you?
Swifty.
Let's get this. Let's just get swifty, Woody. You gotta trust me. We gotta get swifty.
With the next 6 episodes coming out soon, the trailer was released a little while back, and right from the beginning,
It was badass.
it was action-packed. So, in the first scene, what you see is an army of Ricks, it looks like.
Well, in the middle there's a bunch of Ricks,
Yeah.
but on the left and right lane there are 2 different types
yeah.
of army characters, I guess.
On one side, it looks like Meeseeks.
Yeah.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks! Look at me!
And on the left, it looks like there's some kind of weird mech characters, and
Yeah.
maybe there's gonna be Morty's controlling the mech characters.
Right, with Morty in a suit.
Yeah.
A big.
Super
Yeah, like-
suit.
Where is my super suit?
Yeah, like in Iron Man 1 with the guy who worked with Tony Stark and he was jealous of his Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
I wonder if we can talk about Marvel movies. So,
No.
okay.
Rick Pewter, initiate unnecessarily badass suit up.
So, a lot of really cool looking armor. The Voltron suits, all kinds of armor. Armor seems like it's going to be a big thing in this season.
Shouldn't we be finding Summer? Oh, right. Gee, sorry. I got caught up again. God, do I need to take more Adderall or am I taking too much Adderall?
Or this half of the season. A lot of super robotic armor, which isn't something we've seen a lot of in the past.
No.
Like, even though Rick could build the armor, he didn't do it that much.
Despite Snuffles,
Where are my testicles, Summer?
Yeah,
he
Snuffles.
mostly uses more like force field type jumpsuits.
Yeah. Speaking of Snuffles,
Which are invisible. Oh yeah, and speaking of Snuffles,
you can see him in the trailer.
when he's fighting a cat,
Fighting
there's a
a cat.
possibility that there's an alternate universe where Morty had a cat instead of a dog and they're fighting each other, you know?
Yes.
That kind of stuff.
Maybe the universes somehow did a thing and collided, and there's a dog versus a cat army.
Yeah.
So there is this one scene that I really like, and I'm really curious to see what it is. Morty's in like this machine in the garage, and there's like these purple lightning shooting out of his eyes.
And there's all these little things that kind of resemble Morty being sucked into him. There's
Yeah.
a possibility that it's like his soul and it's being sucked back into him because he probably lost his soul due to one
Yeah.
of Rick's experiments.
I'm not sure with the nihilistic attitudes of Rick and Morty whether they would touch on a topic like souls.
Oh, God! My soul! Oh, yeah!
but
It would
it's
probably be more like a consciousness type
Yeah.
thing. Like, consciousness isn't really part of the it's not enough to be in the sort of
spiritual.
spiritual.
Yeah. It's
like,
more.
but it's more like scientific.
Mhm. So maybe Rick does something that causes Morty to lose his consciousness out of his body, like in the episode where he creates the what's it called?
I don't know. I want to watch the movie where the real Cronenbergs were in it.
Yeah, Cronenberg was a director.
I want to watch the movie that inspired the episode. That would be really cool.
But as you can see from the Cronenberg episode,
Okay, well, sometimes science is more art than science, Morty. A lot of people don't get that.
Rick tends to fix things sometimes, but kind of messes up because he doesn't take human things into account, like feelings and emotions, and he tends to boil it down to something much simpler than it actually is.
Exactly.
Like in the Cronenberg episode where he tries to control love.
All right, Morty, whoever you smear this stuff on will fall in love with you. And only you, forever. Are you happy now, Morty?
Heck yeah!
But he ends up turning people into mantises in Cronenberg. So maybe something like that happens and results in Morty's soul or consciousness getting extracted. I theorize in one episode Summer becomes queen of an alien planet.
I kind of also theorize about that it's
The Cronenbergs?
It's the Cronenberg universe.
Oh my god. I have that exact same top.
Except
Yeah.
it's highly more advanced and it takes place in the far, far future.
In the final
And
episode,
there's like probably a clone of Summer, or maybe she just buffed down due to queenness.
that's what happened with evolution. Like humans ended up becoming less buff and we became more noodly. And maybe that's what happened in that episode. It's the Cronenberg world, but in the future. Because last episode, Rick and Morty finally touched on time travel. So maybe that's something they decide to do more in the upcoming episodes.
I kind of have my doubts on that though, because Rick was like, he didn't really like the idea of time travel.
Yeah.
He was kind of like, oh man, time travel sucks. It's so stupid.
You're ugly. You're disgusting. I'm going to kill you. Give me $200.
Maybe not time travel. I don't know. But that's like the only thing I can think of. Unless it's like another alien planet entirely.
Yeah, it's probably another alien planet type.
It could be.
But it does have a cool scene where he's controlling like a bottom area of the spaceship.
Yeah,
It's
that
like-
looks so cool.
Yeah, I love that. There's so many bits and pieces of Rick and Morty season 4 that I just can't wait to see. This is going to be a lot cooler than the one before.
The previous season?
The previous
episodes.
half.
Yeah. A lot of controversy is surrounding the first couple of episodes just because they were all like standalone and there weren't really any canon episodes.
Right.
So a lot of other people have theorized that the next episodes will be canonical and possibly have to do with Evil Morty. Possibly, if Evil Morty has taken over the Citadel, which was implied in the last season, I think.
But speeches are for campaigning. Now is the time for action.
Then perhaps the Rick armies are controlled by him, which would be the only thing to make sense. There's also scenes of a bunch of Ricks coming and trying to get Rick. Obviously, the Citadel
And
people.
Morty, they're also trying to get Morty because he came out of this little incubator vat thing with orange stuff in it. And he's running. I don't know if it's like maybe a clone Morty that was created.
Yeah.
So like probably maybe control the mech suits.
Mhm. I don't think Morty's intentions in taking over the Citadel are anything good. He clearly has a very anti-Rick vein, and I think he probably wants to get Rick C-137 because he's the Rickest Rick of them all.
Right.
And maybe do something with Morty because he's supposed to be the most Morty of them all. So whatever he's doing, he's probably going to target them just because they're the most extreme versions of themselves. There's a scene where you can see a SWAT team coming in to get Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
And it's been a while since the president's been seen in the show, so there might be a possibility of a new president coming.
Right, like a Trump sort of president.
And we had the most beautiful piece of chocolate cake that you've ever seen.
Yeah, considering
That would actually be pretty funny to see, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rick could be like, wait, who the fuck are you? And Trump's like, I am the new president. The old president got fired. Yeah, I'm the new president.
Yeah, and the last president said he didn't want anything to do with Rick and Morty, so why would he be coming towards them now unless it's a new guy in charge who disagrees with the former president and wants to do something with Rick and Morty?
He wants him to build a wall.
There's the possibility of another Jerry episode.
Yes. Yeah. Or maybe like a full-on Jerry episode.
Yeah, just like all Jerry.
I have a life too. I have dreams.
And how's Summer?
Yeah, probably.
Or Jerry and Rick Adventure.
Oh, a Jerry and Rick adventure. Those things are pretty funny. Before there was a, it was mostly just Rick and Morty going on wacky zacky adventures.
Yeah.
But now it's kind of extended throughout the whole family, going on adventures and stuff. But it's mostly just Rick just taking one or two of the family members on adventures.
And now Jerry's fully back into the family. Jerry and Beth are back together. I feel like he's going to try to assert more control in the family and take control as the patriarchal figure of the family.
Right.
Which Rick is not going to be happy about.
No.
So I feel like there might be a Rick and Jerry episode. And definitely a lot of Rick and Jerry clashing.
And feuding, that stuff.
Yeah, we all know who's going to win in that, but
I survive because I know everything. That snake survives because children wander off, and you survive because people think, oh, this poor piece of shit, he never gets a break. I can't stand the deafening silent wails of his wilting soul. I guess I'll hire him or marry him.
Bird Person, or as his new name is,
Phoenix Person.
might be returning.
Is it ready?
Yes, we can bring it online now.
Do it.
I am Phoenix Person.
Phoenix Person. Is that what we settled on? I thought we all agreed on Cyberbird.
You said you didn't care what he was called, as long as we brought him back.
Yeah, but Phoenix Person? Fine. It. Who cares?
We see in the trailer Tammy, Bird Person's ex-wife now, I guess, who was actually working for the Galactic Federation, fighting Summer. But the Galactic Federation has been destroyed by Rick.
Right.
So
However, they're still like the insect guys.
yeah.
So maybe the Galactic Federation is,
Reformed?
well, it still exists, but it's
Yeah.
kind of it's kind of downhill. They're trying to get revenge on Rick for screwing things up for everybody.
So I don't know if Tammy was like a spy. So if she is fighting Summer, chances are she's found Rick and maybe Bird Person as well. So that might be a source of conflict in the upcoming episodes.
Oh no, that's it.
That's it for this episode of Rick and Morty fan theories
Yep.
and creepy conspiracies.
Yep.
Not
We might do some more theories once the show comes out.
Yeah, more theories and an in-depth analysis and at least a reaction. Peace out.
Peace out, bro.
Peace out.
Yeah, peace out. Hey.
New Rick and Morty, starting Sunday, May 3rd at 11:30.